What's happening, everybody? It's here Mulo. Today's topic of the day is a scale. Why shouldn't focus on the scale? Why fixating on scale numbers progress? But what happens on the scale? Because as you know, a scale, like the weather, is very fickle. It always changes. And today I'm gonna be as practical as I can. I'm gonna use examples, life experiences, things you can take as far as new learnings to help you understand why fixating on the scale isn't really the most practical thing to do. Because, first of all, a scale shows you only a number and it doesn't show you enough data for you to make judgments based on that. When talking about a scale, you want to think about a few things when you step on it. Number one, is my stomach empty? Number two, if I'm doing weigh ins, is this at the same time or within the same time duration as the last weigh-in? And what exactly am I looking for? So a lot of people will skip to the last one. What exactly am I looking for? And a lot of people want that number to go down to indicate they're making progress. But the thing is, the number going down, the number staying the same, and the number going up doesn't always mean what we think. Weight is water, fat, and muscle. Those three things right there. A scale shows you a number, that's all you can tell. The only way to gain 1 pound of fat is if you eat 3,500 over what you need to maintain your body weight in a day. But the thing is, not a lot of us are going to be able to eat 3,500 calories in a day unless you're going to have a crazy cheat day or you're just going to go nuts on your nutrition, which isn't the plan, I hope. A lot of us will actually eat 500 more than what keeps us in maintenance, which means calories that keeps you at the same body weight essentially. So let's say you need 1,000 calories to maintain your body weight, and let's say you eat 1,000 calories consistently for the entire week. Well, that's 7 days. The only way to gain a pound in that week is if you ate 1,500 each day, because you're eating 500 more calories for 7 days in a row, which equates to 3,500. That's the only way you gain a pound in that week. Let's say you had a crazy cheat day. A lot of people will eat clean and then have a cheat day. So let's say this day was absolutely crazy. And let's say you ate 4,500 calories. If we took that number and subtracted by 1,000, the 1,000 you needed for the day to maintain your weight, in that day you ate 3,500 calories. So in that day you gain a pound of fat. That's basically how it works in terms of weight gain. When you really know you actually gained that pound, that's the only way you're gonna gain that pound if you eat 3,500. It doesn't matter if it's in a whole week or in one day. But realistically, you want it to be in the duration of a week depending on your goals. Now, when you look at the scale and the number might be higher than normal, a few things are happening here. You could be holding on to more water because you had more carbohydrates, you had more sodium, you're stressed out, things going on in your life, you didn't sleep well. All of these things affect your weight. Even if I took this bottle of water right here and drank it before getting on the scale, the number is going to change. If I slept on a different schedule, the weight is going to change. If I stress out, the cortisol levels I produce from stress is going to affect how much I weigh on the scale. Even if I ate way less than I needed and I went on the scale, a lot of times the weight might be higher due to the body keeping in fat because it's in starvation mode. So a lot of things are happening there based on the number on the scale, which is why it's stupid to assume because the number is going up, because it's going down, it automatically means you're making progress. That's established. Now, the correct way to go about progress is seeing what happens as far as measurements in different parts of your body, how you feel, how you're performing, and how you look. Those are going to be the most accurate things to show you what's happening. Sometimes the scale is going to stay the same, and this can mean a few things. You're burning fat and gaining muscle at the same time. And we all know muscle weighs more than fat. So automatically, even if you lost 2 pounds of fat and you gained about 4 pounds of muscle, even though the scale went up 2 pounds, you really gained 4 pounds of muscle and lost 2 pounds of fat, if that makes sense. Obviously, in a realistic situation, you're not going to gain 4 pounds of muscle that easily, but this is just an example to illustrate. So a lot of things are happening there. So we cannot just base our goals or our progress on a number, because that's really all it is. It's showing us how much water we're retaining. It's showing us if we're gaining muscle, if we're gaining fat, but it doesn't take into account what your body fat percentage is at, how your body looks, how you feel, how you're performing. And these are the things to pay attention to, because these are the things that give you actual facts. A number on the scale doesn't show enough. Talking about all of that, the focus now has to be in the goal setting and what you actually want to accomplish, how you want to look, what you want to see in the mirror. Because at the end of the day, having weight goals is a good indicator on how things are going, but at the same time, it shouldn't be something to focus on totally. It's only 20% of the equation when it comes to actually seeing if you're progressing. You can be the same weight for many, many years in a row, but still look different. Gaining muscle, losing fat. You could be progressing in a different avenue of ways to show you what's really happening. So never rely just on a number, because it doesn't show you enough. In a situation of mine, I was 211 pounds days prior, and I weighed myself this morning. I was 200 pounds. So 1 pound difference was really because of water retention. So I went back to check in my nutrition, and it appeared I have more sodium. In a different situation when I used to eat clean and I had a refeed day or a cheat day, these days often led to big amounts of calories taken in. I'll sometimes weigh in between 15 to 20 pounds a day after, but by the end of the week, I'm back to my standard weight. What does that tell you about the scale? It only shows you your weight relative to now, meaning how you're feeling, what you put in your body so far, and what things and what chemical reactions are happening in your body. Because even from deep breaths, right, deep breaths in and deep breaths out, you are gonna weigh different. Even in a situation when someone is about to pass away, when people weigh that person after the past, their weight is significantly less. So what does that say about the scale, people? Don't focus on the number. Focus on how you look, how you feel, how you're performing, and other ways you are progressing. The number on the scale only indicates muscle, water, and fat. It doesn't indicate just fat. It doesn't indicate just muscle. It doesn't indicate just water. So we'll want to look at all those three things when stepping on the scale. Everything affects the scale. Just like the weather, the scale is really fickle. It always fluctuates. So the smartest thing to do is to have weigh-ins and average it out to see where you roll around. But if it's anything over, like I said before, 15 to 20 pounds, it could be because you had an excessive cheat day. But really want to change that perspective about a scale, because it doesn't show the whole story. It doesn't show everything that's going on, which is why in the coaching, photos take place, measurements take place, and many different avenues to help you guys see how you're improving take place, to show you other ways of progressing. Weight on the scale is relative to your body reactions now. Let's really get our minds out of that. I hope this is really helpful. I hope this is informative. I wanted to make it in a practical way that helps you understand. Weight on the scale isn't relative to how you're progressing. It only shows you what's really happening in your body today. That's it. Everything affects your weight. So don't fixate on it too much. If you know how you look, if you know how you feel, if your performance is changing, that matters more than a number, because that's what it really is, a number. And for a lot of you struggling with that mentally, just know that it's only a number. It doesn't really show everything that's happening. And with everything in place, I'm going to help you the best that I can to instill this mindset in you, because like I said before, progress is in many different avenues, and you're missing about 80% when you just focus on the skill. Thank you for listening to the video. Make sure to comment down some feedback, what you liked about the video, and let me know what other questions you have. Thanks once again. I'll see everybody another day. Like always, get better every day. Optimize yourself.